Good evening, everybody. My name is Arlene J. Ramsey.
And I'm DJ Lil Man.
And we're hosts of MTOL Live.
And today we have three youngsters from New Jersey. I'm going to let them say their names. Starting with this young fella here. What's your name?
David.
David what?
David Calder.
Calder. What's your name, sweetie?
Nikayla Black.
What's your name?
Ricky Carlo.
Ricky Carlo. We have three youngest. Well, how old are you, bro?
I'm 16.
16. How old are you, man?
14.
14.
17.
17. We have youngsters here. Today we're going to talk about a lot of violence that's going on in New Jersey because I don't want to say Newark because you from what town?
Hillside.
And where you from?
I'm from Newark.
And then what town you from?
Hillside.
So we have Hillside and Newark here. So it's a difference. We're going to find out what makes them similar, how they are the same in different ways, all right? What school do you go to?
Hillside High.
Hillside High. What school do you go to?
Union Catholic.
Union Catholic. What school did you go to?
Hillside High School.
Hillside High School and Union Catholic High.
Mm-hmm.
You see the difference here?
Uh-huh.
That's kind of cool right here. So we're going to talk about violence. Have you experienced any violence in the past couple of months or years? Or have you watched any of your closest friends or their friends die or anything like that?
Yeah, I did actually.
Okay.
I used to live around violence.
Yeah? Where? Where was that?
On Hawthorne and North.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's the South Side. South Ward, right?
Yes.
South.
South Ward.
Okay. So you experienced a couple of friends recently passing away?
Yeah, my friend David cousin passed away.
Okay. Were you guys cool, close?
Yeah.
Was that recently?
Yeah, that was recently.
Okay, great. What about you?
I mean, there's violence all over anywhere, but like, even though I haven't really experienced anything personally,
Yeah.
I mean, it still affects me because everybody around,
Definitely.
we're brothers and sisters, we're all family.
Definitely. So and you live in what ward you live in?
South.
South Ward. Okay, good. South Ward. We got a lot of South Ward in the building. And yourself, your violence and have you noticed or have you experienced anything recently with death or with your friends or your friends' friends that passed away, anything like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. A girl in my school, she had a stroke and died.
Wow. How old was she?
She was a freshman.
A freshman. She had a stroke.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. Did you know it?
Yeah.
How did it make you feel?
It kind of upset me because she still had a lot more to go, a life to live.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Well, you guys know this week's theme is violence. You all know that we're here. We're going to bury the violence in Newark, New Jersey on October 27th at Lincoln Park in Newark, New Jersey. So knowing that you guys are, you are from Hillside High and you're Union Catholic, we would like to know, how do you feel about the news that you've been hearing about violence in Newark, New Jersey? Because I'm quite sure you may have some family or some friends. Hillside isn't far away, it's just the next city.
Yeah,
what do
definitely.
you think about the violence, and what do you think adults, or what do you think we adults can do, or what needs to be changed in Newark to prevent all of this violence from happening? Let's start off with you, Ricky.
I really haven't heard anything. I don't really watch the news that much because I got a lot going on. So I'm always like on the move and doing different things. So I don't really get time to watch the news.
So you stay occupied, you stay busy doing something.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty cool. What about you? How do you think we can do something to change the violence that's been going on in Newark? I want to specifically say Newark because that's where the violence been for the past couple of months. So what do you think we can do different with our youth to try to change the violence or just to do something to keep them away from the violence? Like, I want to start with you, young lady.
Well, I don't like violence, obviously. Who would?
Yeah.
I mean, it affects me personally living in Newark currently because I'm going to school anywhere and they're like, oh, Newark is this, Newark is that. And I'm trying to maintain the name of Newark. And everyone else who lives there in the community trying to back Newark up. There are good aspects of Newark. Every city besides Newark has their bad aspects, and there are the good aspects that no one is looking at. They're kind of just overseeing it to look at the bad things.
Yeah.
So your dad is Muhammad the mortician, correct? The
Stepfather, yes.
infamous guy who have done the aftermath of being about that life, correct?
Yes.
So we hear that you have a lot of experience with being in the funeral home and seeing the families come in, you know, witnessing their children, that sort of thing. How do you feel about that experience with knowing that your stepdad is the mortician and he has to help bury hundreds of youths?
It's really sad to like watch him come home and like show pictures and let me come in the rooms with him and seeing everything that's going on. I actually heard a man crying from next door because his brother died. Like, it's really scary and it's sad to listen to the stories of how they passed away and at such a young age and how it happened.
Now, see, you're coming from this perspective, which we don't see. How does that affect your family, per se? Because this is something that he has to do, so we understand how he feels for the family that he's caring for, but how does it affect your family?
I mean, I guess it can affect me by, like, just hearing it and hearing how it all happens just right here in the city of Newark and how everyone pays, like, their respects and their, like, tributes to these people, and just hearing how it goes on day to day.
So I guess, in other words, your family has to do some heavy extracurriculum activity to keep you guys happy and, you know, loving and that sort of thing, and engaging.
Keep us off these streets, keep it away from it.
Absolutely.
That's pretty cool. So what do you guys think that we can do different to keep a lot of youth out of the streets? What do you think we can do different?
I think we could do different is instead of
Take your time. Take your time. We here.
And this is no holds barred, so that means tell us everything that's on your mind. We love to know.
I think we should like make more stuff for kids instead of playing basketball. We should like make a basketball team out of Newark kids, and like everybody love music. So why don't we just find people that are interested in making music and do that.
Okay. So at a studio, in other words, and put together a basketball team. What about you, Rick? Well, how do you think we can keep the youth or do something to add to the activities in the streets?
Well, you could give them a mentor.
Okay.
You know, I was bad.
You was bad?
Really bad.
How bad were you?
I mean,
Tell me a little bit about yourself. Why would you call yourself bad?
I got kicked out of schools,
For what?
fighting, not doing what I was supposed to need to do.
Why were you fighting? What made you fight?
I was angry.
At who and why? I'm happy you said that. It's a lot of angry kids out there.
Absolutely.
You know, I felt as though I was the only kid, in foster care. My
Okay.
parents didn't love me. So I took it out on everybody else instead of really getting to the point, you know, finding out what the problem was.
Yeah, that's dope.
So then, you know, fighting, doing all of that, I got a mentor who really, like, got to me. Like, his name was Mr. Jose. I loved him. Like, he was close. He changed me a lot, you know. I'm in ROTC,
Yeah.
trying to do better.
And this is your junior year in high school or
Sophomore.
Sophomore year?
Yeah, that's the back.
Okay, so you stayed back.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well, keep it locked right here. We'll be right back after these messages.
That's right.